Let me tell you why every single person needs a fake assistant, even if they're not an entrepreneur. If you're new to my channel, I haven't posted on YouTube in so long, and I'm feeling extremely inspired to get back in the game with all of my personal branding tips. I'm a former Radio Disney host, podcaster, and I have a successful website that I have had for about 10 years on being unfiltered and entrepreneurship. I also was the host of a podcast called The New Unfiltered with Alexa Curtis, so check that out on all podcast streaming platforms. So I have this crazy story behind a fake assistant, and I'm gonna put some clips from why calling on behalf of yourself is way better in business. But some time ago, I was getting sponsored by British Airways, and for whatever reason, at 16 years old, I had cold pitched British Airways. I literally got them to sponsor me starting when I was 16. I'm 25 now. And they were sending me a business class across the country, across the world, doing features on British Airways with my website. So I had sent a cold pitch to the publicist and I got her response, and essentially we became connected, and then I pitched her the story for British Airways, and I end up getting, start getting business class flights. Well, one day in 2015, I get to Heathrow Airport on my own. I'm in London to go to Fashion Week, and I realize I got the free flight, but I didn't get access into the lounge. So I go to the lounge and I'm just thinking to myself, what can I say to tell them? So I'm I'm an influencer, I got this flight for free. Of course the people at the lounge are you're insane and totally lying. And I was okay, well, this isn't gonna work. So I go to the bathroom and I make a Gmail for the person at the time who was doing public relations for British Airways. Just her first name and last name at gmail.com. And then I sent an email from her to me. I know this is unethical, but I literally was 16. And I just was if I can get into the lounge, this is the coolest thing ever. So I literally go back and show them an email, and it just said from 20 minutes before, it was hi Alexa, we have you on the access for the lounge. It's a weekend, which is why I'm not contacting from my British Airways email. And I show it to them. I show them her LinkedIn, and I'm this is the head of PR. I got this flight comped. Please let me into the lounge. I get into the lounge, and it was amazing. So from there, I started realizing at my ripe age of 16, contacting people on behalf of yourself can be really beneficial. So I ended up using this persona, let's call her Kelly, for quite a few years after that, reaching out to brands, getting myself invited to other fashion shows, and it really worked. And what I realized along the way is that there's a reason why large, successful influencers and CEOs and business owners have publicists and assistants. It's because they're not the ones calling up brands asking to collaborate or pitching publishing houses for book deals. They have a whole team of people that do that behind them. So the people on the other side who are getting those emails, the executives, the publishers, all those people are very used to getting outreach from someone's team. And this is literally the only reason I can even tell you of why you need a team, is because everyone who's very successful has a team. So if you're emailing on behalf of yourself, it won't go as far as it would if you were emailing on behalf of you as the talent. And this literally was proven from my tactic with impersonating the head of British Airways, which I know was very silly at the time. But it really worked, and it worked for years after that, getting myself sponsorships and even more media opportunities.